We are talking tea with Ruth Ann Clayton from Nature's Way. Yes, down on the square in Mountain Home, and we've been drinking some white tea and some black tea
that's mixed berry flavor.
Yeah, and we're talking about the health benefits of it, but let's talk about some of the contraindications of drinking tea.
All right. One of the major ones is that you need to check your drugs, because there's some such as MAO inhibitors, which are antidepressants, some blood pressure medications. You might not think of it, but that caffeine that we talked about could be contraindicated. Now, maybe you've done fine with it, but the best thing to do is talk to your pharmacist, or when you get a new medication, read that insert. It will definitely tell you if it's contraindicated, and most of the time it's going to be the caffeine.
Can you ask your physician when you get your drug, can you say, can I drink tea with this?
He might know.
But don't rely on it completely.
The expert is going to be your pharmacist, or that insert that they give you with all the medications. And that's a lot of small print, but really a good thing to look at anyway, even to see if there's any food interactions that, you know. Or the old favorite, Google. There you go. You can always Google.
Because some people can tolerate tea better than others.
Absolutely.
And can take a medication and they may not get those adverse reactions.
Right. And the reactions you can have with any kind of medication and something else is going to be either it's going to potentiate the action of it, you're going to get a stronger, or it may be lowering the effectiveness of it, and you may not even know it. Very seldom is this going to be a problem, but it's something I always want to caution people. You know, check to see if caffeine and tea are related to your medication.
Okay, good. Now, we talked earlier before the show and or during the opening that I said something about sweeten your tea.
Yes.
And Splenda is my sweetener of choice. And I just read something the other day how bad it is. I'm sorry?
What did you read?
It was something on Facebook. I can't remember. Somebody sent me something. A independent researcher found some different things about it, and I'm not sure. I didn't read most of it, but there was some things
prefer
we had to talk about it.
The flavor. I mean, I brought one of our natural honeys there, which is a local raw honey, a great sweetener, and you're going to get the nutrients and things. That's never been heated. Linda and I were talking between segments a minute ago, and she mentioned agave nectar, great sweetener. As a diabetic, you know what low glycemic means.
Right.
Agave has a lower GI index, so it's not going to affect us fast. And then if you want no calories at all, we prefer stevia. Stevia is from a natural plant. Interesting little tidbit, it's been used around the world as a sweetener approved. The FDA would never approve it. It had a supplement label on it. If you looked on the back,
it spell that.
Stevia, S-T-E-V-I-A. If you ever taste the little leaf, you just taste the leaf. It's very sweet, 300 times sweeter than sugar.
Really?
But Coca-Cola and Cargill got together and wanted to use stevia in some products that they're doing. Now it has a nutritional label on it. So,
they did
big business got it changed. So whatever, it's happened, and we're glad because it's made stevia more available, and it's easier to sell it as a food now. Before we had to say it was a supplement. It was actually taxed as a supplement, not as a food. So that's changed, interestingly enough.
And the price is a little bit higher than what you would buy at Walmart, I guess. I think they do have stevia at Walmart now.
They have stevia is available everywhere. And what you want to get is a pure product that is all stevia. And they do have some blends now that they're blending it with other things, and some of those are not natural. So read your label.
Always read those labels.
Exactly. Okay, Ruth Ann, you've got some things here and some bowls.
I brought you a couple of little sniff tests. You know, when we talked about brewing your own tea, these are organic. One of them is a jasmine green tea. Don't they just smell wonderful? And the other one is an English breakfast, which is my favorite. And English breakfast is a black tea.
I like the jasmine.
I like the jasmine too, as far as fragrance.
So when you're...
Now you sell this?
Yes. We have organic teas. We have them in bulk, and we also have all sorts of these other teas that we're talking about in the box. But the difference when you brew something that's a whole leaf tea versus if you buy, we talk inexpensive, you buy an inexpensive non-organic tea bag, it almost looks like pulverized sand in there. That's been extremely treated. So I just wanted you to see what whole leaf teas are.
It's coarse. It's a coarse cut.
And actually, did you know that from coffee you can get about 40 cups to the pound? Do you know how many you can get from a pound of tea?
How many?
About 200 cups of tea.
Wow.
Because you're talking a little bitty bit, because when this hits the water, it expands. You put it in your tea ball or your little muslin
is there
bag.
any fillers in what we buy?
No.
It
depends.
Not here, but...
Not in the ones that we carry, but there might be. So
interesting.
So it requires much less of a whole leaf tea, and we sell them by the ounce in the jars. We have an arrangement of them that's just great, and People are opening jars and sniffing, decide which one they want.
Now, can you compare this to food? Like, you know, in food, the darker breads are better, the darker green, like a salad, if it's darker green, it's better for you. This is black
necessarily.
And this is green.
Not
is
necessarily.
One better than
Each
the other?
of them have their own attributes, like the EGCG is mostly in the green tea. Okay? The black teas are stronger in something called theaflavins, and flavonoids are very important in our diet. They're what gives the dark color. So each of them have their own thing.
Their own benefits.
The dark has their own benefits, and so like I say, don't get wrapped up too much in which one.
Yeah.
Now the white tea is rather new. Research is just starting with it, but it's from the same plant, not oxidized, just long, not as much caffeine. So I think we're going to see more about it, and it's a milder tea. Lower caffeine for those who might be concerned about what we've been talking about.
Well, you know, I had no idea that we would be talking for 20 minutes about tea.
This has been very
we've only touched it. We didn't even get into the history of tea, which I love.
There's so much more, and I wouldn't say that I'm a health nut, but I'm very, very conscious of what's going on. I want to talk about peanut butter. I want to talk about
we
all
can
that
do
kind of
some taste
stuff.
testing on that one.
Yeah, we could.
Almond butter,
be sure
peanut
and have
butter.
me back when you do the peanut butter. I love that.
And let's all try to talk after we have a mouthful of peanut butter. That would be even
Absolutely.
funner.
We'll bring some wonderful healthy beverage to wash it down.
Bring crunchy. That's my favorite.
Yeah, crunchy. Ruth Ann, thanks so much for being here.
Great.
And we want to let people know that if you need more information about what we talked about today or anything health related as far as health food wise or supplements, you're the place to go.
We appreciate that.
And I think the phone number is on the screen there. You just drop in and the times that I've been in there, someone's always talking to you. So
yes,
stand in line, I guess,
and asking lots of questions because we want to get the right information before we help you.
Now, do you have? I wouldn't say seminars, but do you have get-togethers where you talk to people and about health-related issues?
Yes, we do, but most of it we seem to accomplish best one-on-one. Don't be afraid to come in and start asking questions, and then we're going to turn around and ask a lot too. Medications, what you're after. People come in and want to take something, and when we finish talking with them, asking questions, maybe what they came in for was not appropriate. It might have been okay for their neighbor,
steer them
but
in a
not
different
for
direction.
us. Yeah, I do want to tell you, Saturday on the square, during the farmers market, we have Rustica beef is coming over. That's the natural beef that we carry at the store. And they will be there to sample out some of their meats.
Cool.
And we could do a whole show on that.
Are they cooked meats or are they raw?
They're going to be cooked.
Okay. Okay. Ruth Ann, thanks for
Thank you. Always enjoy it.
We'd love to have you back at some other time and get something together and call us and we'll bring you back on.
We'll do.
Thank you. Brenda, thanks again. Thanks for staying.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
It was great fun today.
Well, good.
Got to have some popsicles and some tea. And
we'll do this every week if you want to come back.
I love the show when we get refreshments.
we could have your own show. Just have your own show. We could have it called the Brenda Allen Show.
That'd be fun. There's a lot of things I can talk about.
But you could. You're good at it. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
Much. And thank you so much for allowing us to come to your home. And thanks for being a loyal viewer of Hometown Television. We'll see you again next time. We're totally out of time. See you again.
See you later.